This is a story called A Christmas Miracle. It's Christmas 2015 and there's a young family who have everything they could wish for. Both parents, Hazel and David, have really good well-paid jobs. Their three kids, Mia, aged 6, Amelia, aged 14, and Callum, aged 17, want for nothing. One day at Christmas, David goes into a local coffee shop to buy himself a coffee. Whilst waiting for his coffee, David comes across a member of staff telling an elderly man to either buy something or leave. David assumes the man is homeless and decides to buy him a coffee. After buying the coffee, David never thought of the man again. He went home to his family to celebrate Christmas. As always, the kids got everything they wanted. Mia got dolls, a couple of dolls' prams, a bike and everything she asked for. Amelia got clothes, a bike and all that she asked for. Callum had just passed his driving test and received his first car. However, the kids were spoiled rotten and didn't appreciate what they got. A few months after Christmas, David lost his job because the company he worked for could no longer afford to keep him on. The family managed to live off the savings they had for a few months, but they had to sell things just to make ends meet. Every day David went out looking for work, but always came to a dead end. Eventually the family could no longer afford to pay the bills. The mortgage on the house and their house was repossessed, and they had to sell some of their furniture. Hazel and David told Callum that they would have to sell his car because they could no longer afford to keep it. As you can imagine, Callum was very upset by this, and he said to his parents, "You can't sell my car. It's mine and it was a Christmas present." "We have no choice, Callum. Once we get back on our feet, we will buy you another car," said David. "This isn't fair," said Callum. Mia began to cry, and she asked her parents if they were going to sell her cello. "No, sweetheart, we won't be selling your cello," said Hazel. After their house was taken away, the family lived in cheap hotel rooms until they could no longer afford them. Once their money ran out, they had no choice but to live in homeless shelters. Day by day, David went out looking for work and found nothing every time. As you can imagine, David became very depressed because he was unable to provide for his family. Hazel was working part-time, but her wages weren't enough for them to live on. One day David was in the coffee shop again where he first saw the old man. This time, though, the old man came in and bought David a coffee. He introduced himself as Donald and asked David why he was so down. David told him all about the situation they were in. Donald asked David, "Do you know anything about farming?" "Yes, I grew up on a farm and I have a degree in farming," said David. "That's fantastic. You and your family can come and work and live on my Christmas tree farm. I need extra help now that my health's not good. You can live in the farmhouse and you can redecorate it if you want," said Donald. "Thank you so much. I thought me and my wife and kids were going to have to spend Christmas in homeless shelters. I really can't thank you enough," said David. "Nonsense. I'm more than happy to have you all come and live and work on my farm," said Donald. That very same day the family moved into the farmhouse and they couldn't believe how many Christmas trees there were. There was millions of them, and every year Donald gave them away instead of selling them. The next morning was Christmas morning, and when the family got up, they discovered Donald had bought lots of presents for each of them. They also discovered that he had left them enough food for them to have a Christmas dinner. The family just couldn't believe the extreme kindness of Donald, and they couldn't thank him enough. However, a few months after the family moved to the farm, Donald became very sick and passed away, with them by his side. A few days after his funeral, his solicitor came to see David and Hazel. As it turned out, Donald was an extremely rich man. He had no family left. His daughter died aged 5, his son died 5 years ago in a car accident, and his wife died the year before. He didn't have any grandkids, and he was all alone until David, Hazel and the kids came along. This meant he had no family to leave anything to, so everything went to David, Hazel and the kids. The family couldn't believe their luck. They had finally fallen back on their feet, thanks to Donald and his kindness. They kept up the tradition of giving the Christmas trees away. There were some that were sold, but only to large businesses. However, despite all this, the family were deeply saddened by Donald's death, and they decided to put benches up around the farm in his memory. They also put a large plaque up in memory of Donald in the entrance to the farm. The family also decided that every year in Donald's memory they would put up a very large Christmas tree. They thought it would be a really good idea to invite people to help decorate the tree and sing Christmas carols. They also decided to hold a Christmas party for all the families. They even put up a Santa's grotto, and every child received 2 presents each. When people asked David and his family why they were doing this, they said it was for a very special man who gave them everything he had and helped them get back on their feet, and he wanted to do everything they could to keep his memory alive and to show their appreciation for all he had done for them and thank him in their own special way. The end. Thank you.